Hey guys, clickbait thumbnail. Sorry about the clickbait thumbnail. Doesn't seem to have worked, but there you go. Not going into that discussion. Lance at Bundy Bear shed's been converted, so we're slowly getting there. Hey Mark, hey Fridge. Mark Osborne, good day. What's happening? Not very much. We got 4 punters, so it's a quiet night. That's all right. It's a quiet night here too. There's not very much happening. I guess we're getting audio and all that stuff. We've got 2 Marks and a Dan in chat, and six watching. What have I done this week? I can't remember. What did I do Sunday? Oh, Saturday and Sunday we went down to Dan's and we got a bit done on the shed, and we steamed an engine, and he spread up a heap of gravel. We got a bit done. I think he got more done than I did. But Journeyman Randy, g'day. So that was, I was back here Sunday night, I think, some point. It was probably pretty late. Monday I put some time in this. I'm not sure if I'm really happy with it, but I did put some time on this. Imposter syndrome hits pretty hard with this because I can see all the issues with it. And I'd love to spend another day on it. And it's going to an actual sign writer as a swap, so probably I should spend another day on it. But looking at this now, I can see problems with it. And it might not happen though. We'll see what happens. But anyway, that's sort of was the finished look. It's not a bad looking poster. I'd like the lettering to be a little bit better, but that's just a practice thing. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect either in anywhere. But we're getting there. So that's what I did Monday and some of Tuesday. William Henry, g'day. Peter Noddle, g'day. You can't really see that, or you probably can see it. I don't know if it can or not. There's no light here. The naked eye will pick it up, but you can't. This has got a blue shadow on it, or a blue block. It's black underneath, or very dark blue underneath there. And then the verticals are all blue. Just to make it pop a little bit. I don't know whether it's achieved that or not. I know I wiped the wax pencil off there, and I probably should have left it another week because it's just slightly crumbed all the letters. Not that confident about that. And I could sit down and I could redo it, but I'm not feeling it. Anyway, not feeling it. And this is due at the end of the week, and it needs a coat of varnish on it still. So I might honestly, I sand it back and see how bad it is. Just give it a bit of a touch up with when it's dry properly. See how bad it is, see how it looks. Give it a wipe over. I notice there's a smudge there too, if we've really been fussy, but it's only a grease mark. It's gone now. If we've really been fussy, but it's not terrible. It's not a real easy thing to do either in places. So it was challenging. I learned a lot. So that's what I did. Mark, you need a set of these. Is that something that you need? There's supposed to be 2 of them. I don't know where the other pattern is. And 2 of them. I may not have made another pattern because both of these are the same. But these are left and right hand, so there's 2 patterns of them. So there's a patch of them. This needs to go to Dan Elstone, Mark, one of these in brass. I might drop this in if you haven't posted his parcel. If you have, I'll send it to him some way. But I haven't cast one yet. I don't know when it's going to happen, so don't stress too much waiting for me. But at some point, he needs to get one of these too. So they're casting jobs. I was going to get those. Where are they? What did I do with them? No idea. They're probably still in the car, so that's no good. I got some 12-volt silicon potted cob bulbs for these, which I was going to mess around with and have all set up, but I was a bit late coming home. With a LiPo battery in the bottom and a regulator or a management board and a little cob battery sticking out the top for my headlamps. Something that's a bit less messy and a little bit less sooty and a little bit less dirty and much easier to deal with. And something I can just charge up and put in, flick the switch and they're on. That'd be really nice with a similar sort of a ambience. So we're working on that too. That's something else we've been messing around with. I had huge plans to have a lot of this stuff done and probably even make some progress on these pieces, which is the have a look, bad lighting. These pieces are the external hone, the external piston hone that I'm making up. So they haven't happened yet either. I had every intention of doing something with them this weekend. Didn't happen. Sorry guys. So no machining. Haven't done anything on that. I did clean the bench somewhat. A bit of a mess around. That's about it. Geez, I need to touch that up. It means another week on this. Just looking at that, that really needs some touch-ups on the lettering. Anyway, might happen. Thinking out loud. On the back of this, I've got an A-frame board with 2 very similar panels on it as a paint job, which is really nice. So that's come in last night. Really happy with that. There's sort of a mock-up of what it's going to look like with some writing on it and stuff. Probably not quite that dark. A little bit poppy. But the rainbow on it and a steampunk windmill and some steampunk writing. For an antique shop out near Tamworth, I believe. So that's a job. They're 900 by 600, which is about the same size as this. Similar thing with like a pictorial back and then writing on top. It should be really nice. Having said that, I think this text is all pretty adequate for actual paying jobs, but this is going to a sign writer as a swap, so it really needs to be spot on, and I'm not feeling like it is. So whether I sit down and redo that, I don't know. Not feeling it. The more I look at it, the more problems I've got. It's not terrible, but it's not perfect either. Just little things, and once you see them, you see them. See a lot of them. Anyway, enough introspection on that. Sorry, guys. So that's sort of where we're at. This should be nice. The other side's going to be a completely different picture. Also steampunk with similar writing, but completely different picture. I've got some ideas for that. Anyway, that's where we're at. That's going to be really nice. That's a bit dark here. We can't really see that. I printed a couple of these as mock-ups, and I'm going to probably put some lettering on one, but give you some idea. I don't know how good you'll get in that colour. I'm not a steampunker, but the person who's commissioned these probably is more so. So this is a brick, sort of a windmill with a platform and it's sort of a medieval Dutch style steampunky sort of a windmill. Not my artwork, but borrowed off a duty-free or license-free site and threw a windmill in it just to see how, threw a rainbow in it just to see how it looked, and put the name of the antique shop up here and probably Facebook or open hours or something down here, I don't know. But that's another job. That's if you want to commission an A-frame, we do those. Won't be cheap, but it'll be nice work. That's got a coat of anti-graffiti clear on it, all that sort of stuff. It's going to last forever. There we are. Yes, I've got very similar, not probably with something a little bit more. This doesn't feel girly enough, Bridge. I think we're going to put like a rainbow and some butterflies and live, laugh, love, or live, laugh, love, or something. Whatever you say. On the side of Dan's fridge is a mural. Probably with butterfly wings, like just the wings, so you can pose beside them and get your selfie taken with the butterfly wings. It's a really nice idea, I thought. So that's what we're going to do. We hadn't thought about a unicorn, but a My Little Pony unicorn might be really nice. Might be pushing it a bit. Hey, Stuart. Anyway, so that's another job we're working on. What else? I haven't really put a lot of stuff away here. I've got paint here everywhere, like stacked up. I also started on that panel, which says please, with a stripe on it so far. So that's another job. We'll wait and see sort of a thing. It's happening. Very nice bit of script on that. Very pleased with that. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. Yeah, nice job that. Needs a second coat, but pretty happy with that. More fluke than good management, but it is a nice bit of script. I also been messing with this a bit too, sort of in my head more than anything. Find some light over here, sort of. We've talked about the guard on this. Absolutely no idea any more than I had before what's going to happen with this. Someone said just put it on the banjo. Like make a guard on the banjo that folds in under here. Which probably sort of works. I'm going to zoom out again, sorry guys. So just a guard here. So that when this folds back up nicely in there, it comes, it's sort of, this sort of shape. That's something I've been thinking about. Attaching it to this is a little bit more difficult than it could be, because there really isn't anywhere to attach it. You could attach it on the side here with a bracket out, and that sort of doesn't really work either, because it looks a bit ugly. Could redesign this a bit, or you could attach it on here. What ideally would be nice is to attach it in the middle, just on one stud, but I don't think that's going to work either. So still thinking about that. My head's just going around. It's a very good idea, but I'm not sure how I can make it work. So we might never have a guard on this at this point. May never happen, ever. No one's cleaned this lathe yet, which is a bit poor. No one's turned the oilers off either, but the bearings probably don't leak much, so there's no oil going anywhere. No ideas about that. I don't know what else I've really got. We're only 20 minutes in and I've sort of covered everything that I've done. That's it. What's everyone else up to? What are we all making? What are we doing in the workshop? Mark's got drain plugs sitting around everywhere and bolted on and stuff probably by now with gaskets, and I will make a suggestion that he's going to have to lock those nuts on the cone somehow. That's a suggestion I'm going to have to make, Mark. I've already made it about 4 times, but don't discount that. If you cut the nuts down to half width and put 2 on and make lock nuts, it's probably the best way I've found. Don't know. Metal Splinter's making a 600 kilogram trolley. Is the trolley 600 kilograms or is the payload that much? Stuart's finding umbrellas. Dan's secret side project because he needs one. Yeah, I don't want to know, but it's postables. It's always a good sign if it's something that's kind of postable. That's always a good thing, but I'm suspicious that it's a 7 1/4 inch gauge locomotive, and that makes me very suspicious. Stuart's got 150 kilometre an hour winds. That's not much fun. You'll probably blow over. You probably don't need an umbrella. I'm guessing that if you walk outside, you probably get hit by an umbrella going past. It's catching it might be more difficult. Sounds like kite flying weather. So I'm feeling tired, actually. I'm feeling a bit run down. And last weekend I wasn't really feeling like going much to Dan's or doing anything because I felt like sitting at home and talking to myself sounded like a better option. But I got everything done, and next weekend, this weekend coming, I think it's going to be sit home and talk to myself and do some painting weekend. We'll see. And maybe even some workshop weekends. It was a good weekend, but honestly, I'm tired. No, I did drive 800 kilometres or something. A transmission trolley sounds like a handy thing. Is it jack up or what's it do? So I'm looking for an expert opinion. Not sure about that. Dan probably needs an expert opinion. Apparently Red Schuster's little traction engine abomination got handed in. I can say that because I'm on the outside. Looking at this one, news is that this got handed in. It's available for sale in Victoria if you want it. It needs some boiler work, I believe. It's not a true showman's engine. It looks like one. It's actually a Ruston Proctor Colonial, which is very similar engine to the one that was at Glenray. Not that anyone saw that because my footage was terrible. It's Ruston Proctor. It's a Colonial, which means it's only a single speed engine. So it's a fairly slow agricultural engine. Very nice belt engine. It's also a special mix of Red Schuster's paint cabinet, and there won't be another one like it, guarantee, because he was very good with mixing up colours that no one can match. Speaking of the dead, but it got handed in, I believe, at 80 plus auctioneer's fees, so 95, 91, something like that. Not feeling like I really missed an opportunity with that. It's a smaller version of Steve's. And it's neon green. It's sort of an apple green. But yes, it's not really Ruston green any more than Dan's engine's really Marshall red. But that's what he was very good with mixing up random colours and using them. I can't see 90 in it either. I can probably see. Honestly, I don't know if it's even in ticket. I guess it is. Dan, is it in ticket? Yeah, so an engine in ticket that's honestly probably worth more in its original state than as a showman's in the UK. If it was to go back, they'd probably convert it back, and anyone would. I think a Colonial Ruston and Proctor is probably a lot rarer machine than a Showman's conversion. In the UK, it's not a real common thing. And it's not even a very common thing in Australia, but it's been converted. And it's got a 100 PSI ticket, which is probably not much less than, I think new they might have only been 120. But good flywheel engine, good threshing machine engine, lots of weight in the engine, nice slow runner, regular, easy to reach everything, lubricators on the back end and all that sort of stuff that, or it's supposed to be, all that stuff that Ruston and Proctor were really good at. But making it into a Showman's is a bit of a one-trick pony sort of a thing. And I'm not sure that this was a post, I think, probably to try and garner a little bit more interest. There's lots of pictures on Facebook in the UK site, actually. But nice little engine, very slow on the road, not really a road run engine. Bit of a show pony, lots of polishing to do. Not really what a Ruston Colonial should look like. Unfortunately, if it comes back to Queensland, it'll probably stay like that because the guy who restored it is sort of, a lot of people knew him. But I would say if it goes to the UK, it'll end up back as a Colonial because there ain't many of them around. But yeah, bacon, eggs on a shovel, that sort of thing. Probably nice smoker oven, but you can't see 100 grand in it as far as a smoker oven either. I can see 40 grand in the boiler very easily if you've got someone to do it on a time frame that means you can actually use it again. And it'd have to come down considerably to get that for it. It ain't a 3-speed road engine. It is a good cooking engine, that's right. It's like an American engine. The steps are up the back rather than over the side like an English engine. So it's a Colonial. Anyway, so that's something that happened just tonight. I think that auction was tonight. And I wasn't really watching, but I know people who were apparently. So that's one job. I've got no idea where those light globes are that I was going to show you. But anyway, no idea where they are. But they're a nice little 12-volt cob, about that tall. And probably 1/2 inch diameter, 12mm diameter, and probably 25mm tall. Replaceable with 2 wires to go in a socket. And they're silicon potted with 48 or something LEDs. Nice yellow light. I think they'll be excellent. Put a 14-volt LiPo in there and a regulator board. So that's a job. Whether I actually make an aluminium cast box for them with the socket in the top and a plate that goes underneath to locate them in the lamp like this, and screw them in place screw this in place with a wire sticking out, I don't know, and a vents in them, something like that, and then just a globe in the top because there's a reflector in the lamp, so they've got to shine all the way around. and a window in the side. But they're not crazy bright. We did plug one in last weekend, and I think they'll be all right. Hey, Adam. Look, I'm disorganised, but I'm going to make you talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Entertain the folks, someone. I'm going to go and have a bit of a look and see if I can find those globes. If I can't, I can't, but it's worth a look. I'll be back. Nah. Right on the money. Look at that. There's weather. I'm back. What did I miss? It's hot and dry in the States. It's been hot and sort of just warm. It's hot here today. A bit muggy. No, I don't know if it's muggy, it's just stinking hot. So that's the globes. Oh my God. Do I really want to look at Dan's messenger? Yeah, you need that, Dan. Just do it. Just don't even hesitate. There's no hesitation there. It can go inside and you get everyone climatized slowly to what's actually going to happen. So that's a 12-volt cob lamp. They're silicon potted, so they're sort of squishy. So they should stand up to a fair bit of hard treatment. And that'll just sit on a little box there, about that height, something like that, with a LiPo underneath it and a recharging plug and probably a board in the side, something like that. I think that should be excellent. Do we want to know what Dan's just bought? There you go. That's all you're getting. Winning. Yep. So this looks like it probably wants to be up here somewhere. Like looking at the side of this. What have we got here? Probably it's up here so you can see the side of it. Sort of. This looks like it probably wants to be up here. So we want a box that's about 60 by 60 by 60, something like that, with a LiPo in it. And a socket on top for this. Don't know. It probably wants to be sort of pointy on top so that your light falls down on the reflector and you don't end up with a shadow too. Giving it some thought, maybe if I make a lower box, or a box with a pointed lid, that seems a bit of a waste of space. Make a lower box with a tube sticking up to put this in, like a pedestal sticking up. Don't know, still thinking about that, maybe a round box with a sort of something that shape. So anyway, I plugged one of these into 12 volts and it gives a nice orange light that's very similar to what this puts out. Actually, it might be a fraction brighter, but I think we're absolutely winning with that. We just need to get them sorted and hooked up at some point. I need to get this job here out so that I can afford to pay for them. So that's what we're doing. Bought some washing soda. So probably going to see some electrolysis set up at some point to clean the rust out of that Bay of Peacock cylinder. So that's another job. At some point. So anyway, that's probably about it. Flame glow in Lux is about 300 lumen or something like that. Oh, is that what you mean? I don't know. Anyway, I think I've got everything sorted to set that up at some point out the back. So that might be a job for this weekend. I've got Friday off. I was going to put varnish on this. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Just looking at it there close up. It's going to bug me. Honestly, a little bit of thinners on a cut and bud, and probably I can clean most of that up. I'm going to have a look at that. That's just being introspective and stupid because I don't think there's anything wrong with it, really. Start the electrolysis on the live stream next week. We'll see how we go. We might have it done by then. I think Joe went to tennis. I'm not sure. He's home fairly early, so he maybe never went to tennis. Wednesday night is his tennis night, but he may not have gone anywhere. He may have just gone to the shop, but he's back anyway. I don't know if I've got much else to add, guys. It's one of those nights. I've got to work again tomorrow. I've got Friday off. I've got to go and pick up a crankshaft for a portable engine on Friday. Saturday I've got to work. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I'm home, and I've really got to make a pretty good start on these, I think. So it probably means a trip to Ipswich to pick up the boards and show these off. I'd like to have some proofs ready to go or some mock-ups, and then I can get in and make a big difference on them. It's a matter of spending a couple of hours on that. Don't know when. Haven't even started cleaning up those two little castings that come from the foundry. Like, at some point. And I'll at some point take these up and get these cast in brass too, or gunmetal. Probably gunmetal, I think. Mark, are your drain cocks brass or gunmetal? There's a big question for you. If you're still there, Mark, let me know. Let me know what I'll make these out of. We'll cast two of these and two of these. Are there additional Glenray Timberfest plates? No, they're not. There will be. They're on the list. I've ordered them. I think Dallas is going to do them for me if he gets time. If he doesn't, I'll go up and do them. It might be this next weekend or it might not. I don't know. If I've got to go to Ipswich and pick up these sheets, maybe I'll get up there and do them as well. And probably put these in a box as well. One of these for Dan Elston in Melbourne, who's got a T-Series roller, same as Mark's. And these for Mark. So there we go. These aren't the additional plates. These are actually I'll get you a question now. These are actually the boiler cladding strap brackets. That's what they are. So that's quite a comprehensive clean-up job at some point with a linisher and a big file and a grinder. And they're pretty straightforward. This has got to come down. This gate's got to come off here down to this, and then they've got to be cleaned up this way, and the bottom and the top, and a clean up around there. They shouldn't take long to clean up. Then they've got 2 holes in here for rivets, and another hole in here for a bolt to go through, which is 1/2 inch. And then they've got a bit of a taper and a bend in them so that they go around the boiler barrel to match the others. Any dezinkification problems for steam valve parts in brass? Very good question. I'll let Mark answer that, and Dan. Personally, I haven't actually done that, but I see a lot of brass parts on engines, and I think accounts of its death are probably greatly exaggerated, to be honest. I'm really not feeling like that might. I mean, straight on the boiler, yes, absolutely. Bits like water pumps, I'm not so sure. Brass is quite a bit softer though. Probably tarnishes a lot easier too. Anyway, I'm sure there are experts in this channel or in this chat that will be able to shed some light on that. Yeah, this cylinder block needs to be the full size one, not the model. It needs to be needs the bottom cover removing. And the piston and rod coming out of it, and then it needs some work on it, liner and valve plate, and some more studs to come out of it, stuff like that, one day. I think probably, depending on the water too, a lot. Australian water might be a different thing altogether to UK town tap water. There's apparently a school of thought that believes that stainless steel and copper in the same place with water produces electrolysis too and galvanic action. It basically eats deposits the inside of the copper onto the stainless steel fitting. I'm not as convinced about that as I could be either, and I have actually put stainless steel fittings on a copper line on the blower on the roller. I got new every time I send a picture of it on Instagram or wherever. I get numerous pictures saying that shouldn't be done, but people have these preconceived notions about things. And look, honestly, if you're going to put new fittings on a boiler for things like clack valves and regulator fittings and things that are going to be constantly wet, regulator valves, glands, bits like that, I'd go gunmetal. A bit more copper in them won't hurt. But brass is nice for everything else. And I think probably the clacks on my roller are brass. Don't know about that, but I think they probably are. Anyway, all interesting stuff. It's bored everyone to tears, and we're back to 10 people. Sorry, guys. Dan says it's bullshit. He may or may not know. There's a fairly, yeah. Nigel, you're probably quite right. there's no pressure in this particular pipe, so salt water probably is a problem for sure, and it's probably in the boiler code that you're not supposed to do it either. But having said that, I've never seen an issue with it either, so we'll see. Anyway, 1,000 projects for me, same as normal, just same stuff, different day. And some of them are heading, sort of running round and round in circles in my head. Some of them are actually turning fairly quickly into fruition, like these two 900 by 600 panels. They'll very quickly come to fruition because there's money involved. This has come together pretty quick, and looking at it from here, it doesn't look terrible. We'll see how we go. I might sit down tonight and clean those letters up a little bit more, see if we can get it. Dancing with Hardbucks, good day. It's a very impractical looking windmill. It's a little bit sort of computer game design, steampunk sort of style windmill. I don't think it would move a lot of wind, like grind a lot of corn with the amount of wind that went through the sails. But it's quite an aesthetic looking thing. And I can sort of see that turning into a very, very nice street post sign, or a A-frame sign for the street with some writing on it. So that's where we're at with that. These guys are going to talk steam in the background. Good on them. I don't know if I've got a lot else to actually sort of share, to be honest. I've done some sleeping, which is very nice. So that's our update. I don't think I've got much else to say, and I'm probably gonna sign off. I will be online if anyone wants to chat or say hello or whatever. Don't be afraid to send me a DM. I've got some study that I really should be doing, and it's not going to happen tonight, but it might happen over this weekend. I'm trying to catch up, trying to get ahead a little bit on my boiler certification, boiler operators course, and also trying to learn some stuff about social media marketing and stuff too, which is another thing. Anyway, I'm sort of out, and I call it. Thanks heaps everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate talking to you. It's good to catch up. Sorry there's not much to report, but we are making progress. I'll have some more bits for these lamps at some point. I'll have a coat of varnish on this at some point and have it out. Next week you may even see a couple of boards here with undercoat on them ready to do these. Another mock-up. And this sign here will sort of going to happen at some point. Don't know when. And when I get time. Bits for the lathe probably won't happen anytime soon. But anyway, I'm out. Be kind to each other, and more soon, guys. Thank you.